Hi, and welcome to Tomorrow in Australia. Not only is it tomorrow, but we've gone into daylight saving now, and I already made a boo-boo. I had a tarot student this morning, and I managed to be an hour out because I haven't quite caught up with daylight saving. So, moving right along, things are gaining momentum at a great pace. Thank you to the viewer too who shared her story. Her new guerrilla action is to go into a crowded Starbucks restaurant and give her name as Impeach. And so when her coffee comes up, they have to shout, "Impeach! Impeach!" I love it. We must all do it. I'm going to try it tomorrow. So, meanwhile, I think what the real question of the moment is about Pence. Getting caught up in this, hopefully, or is he going to be a temporary president? Or are we going to see Pres Pelosi at the end of all this? You know, who knows? So we have to look at that. Leningrad Lindsay, who has been poo-pooing a lot of this stuff and standing by the Pres, has now backed off from defending the president. I think he's lost Lindsey Graham now. Might have a quick look at Lindsay, Queen of Swords, while we're here. What else is going on? One of the Daily Beast writers, David Roscoff, he's suggesting there is a new American majority, which is basically you guys, decent thinking, caring Americans who are horrified at what's going on, and that if the Dems tap into that, I think it will bode well for the future. So the tech scandals unfold, the whistleblowers, I think we're now up to 3 because there's 2 on the Ukraine business and 1 on the taxes. We've got to see those taxes. What's in the taxes? Is the Yeti secretly broke? I've always felt Al Capone presidency, it'll be money that brings him down in the end. Impeachment, yes or no. I've never seen him there at the end of the impeachment process. So we just have to keep our eye on the ball. All right, so we're going to have a quick look at Lindsey Graham and then a look at Vice President Pence. Okay. So Lindsey first. Lindsey. He so reminds me, do any of you remember that film, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, with Kevin Spacey before everything went wrong? Great film about closeted gay men in the South. Okay, Lindsey, what's he up to? Oh, he's still a bit deluded. He's still living in the past. Sorry, Lindsey, you made this bed yourself. So, what led him to this? His signifier card. This is the card of being dazzled by money, jewels, real estate, the fine things in life. But there is an illusory quality about it. This does not bring you happiness. Right. So Lindsey's coming to the crushing realization that his lust for power and to a certain extent personal wealth is now coming home to roost. Behind him, the King of Wands. I think this, because it's in his past, this is a miniature version. Plus, I think this is John McCain. Lindsay was a different political animal when John McCain was alive. There is no doubt. And as I've said before on this channel, I think John McCain is still playing a role in this, but that's just me. We don't all share the same ideas about the afterlife. But here, in relation to the past of Lindsey Graham, this was the decent, just man who was his mentor. You'd have to think it's McCain. Back in I Love Lucy, Father Knows Best, back to the old times, why he wanted to look back on times when there were even deeper closets, I don't know, but he does. So he's not functioning at his best, I have to say. He's starting to not lose it in a cognitive sense, but he's much more out of touch than he was. A wee digression, viewers. He was one of the sharper guys around, and a pure political animal. By that I mean he was always very intuitively smart of where to put his energy and direction, and his career reflects he made some very good choices if you happen to like conservative Republicans. But this is something else. It's like he's dwelling more in the past and not quite in the present. He's in denial, I would say. Why is he in denial? Because he's made his bed and now he's sitting up at night in his best nighties weeping. Why did I invest with this man? And who are we talking about? Himself. This is what happens when you get into a position where you owe the devil or the devil has you. And in this case, he and possibly one other immediate party, I'm sure there's more than one, they chained themselves to the beast. So will he, I'm going to ask a separate question, will he separate from Trump? Let's have a look. Will he separate from Trump? Will Lindsey Graham separate from Trump? He's a mercenary, he's juggling, walk away. I think he will walk away from Trump. Ooh, if Lindsey Graham goes, Trump's going to be lonely in the playground. Okay, so let's move on to Pence. Okay. Such a strange guy. Mike Pence. Mike Pence. So the first question I'll do will be general to get the tone of what's going on for him. What's going on for him as we speak. And then we'll go future. Pence as we speak. He's going to do his best to walk away from Trump too. Isn't that interesting? That is very interesting. Oh, these same cards may not bother shuffling. Look at this. Look at this. And Queen of Swords. Excuse my convulsions, viewers. We get two of the cards Lindsay just got. Then my Lindsey Graham card. So, I mean, no doubt the cards were influenced by my mindset as I was shuffling, but it says here Pence is going to do his best to distance himself. Personally, I think it's too late. Personally, I hope it's too late, but you never know. But he's going to. He too was suckered in by the power and all the dazzling things that were out there that went with it. But this is much more serious. This is him evaluating his situation. If I want to be president even for half an hour, I have to evaluate my relationship with Donald Trump, and I have to separate ASAP. So he's seriously considering it. This is not only Lindsey Graham's card, of course. This could be Pelosi. This could be any high-level female judicial character, and there are several in the story. There's Amy Brennan, there's Letitia James. It's one of these women. It could be Pence's wife, but I don't think so. I think he understands a bit more than he did 2 weeks ago that he is deeply in the toilet. So a quick look now at Pence's future. So he's thinking about how to separate. He'd be in endless conflabs with the GOP. I think, what do you think, viewers? But I think the numbers are shifting from only a few who wanted to criticise Trump. We know there's many more behind the scenes. I think their numbers are shifting. Their numbers are shifting. Okay. So Pence in the next year, let's put it that way, or in the next 6 months, let's narrow it down. Pence in the next 6 months. Will Pence be president in the next 6 months? What are his chances of presidency in the next 6 months? Pence as president. Pence as president. Oh, he gets the tower. He gets the quid pro quo. He's out in the cold. Some small celebration. It's looking like a no here. It's looking like a big fat no. This is Trump Tower. This is symbolically the presidency. This is Pence's reading for the next 6 months. All of this smacks of going down with the king. This is him now, backroom deals. Stick by me, protect me from the fallout, from the leaks, and I'll give you a position in the new cabinet. You know, this is wheeling and dealing behind the scenes. Straight under the tower, out in the cold. He then gets this card, which is the only thing that softens this reading for him. This is the Four of Wands. Now, just reminding you, this is the card that has these huge wands and the small people. And if you look behind, the general population has their back turned. This could be Pence's reprieve, and he's made president for a short while. But it is also the card of diminished celebration. It's not quite clear cut. And then he's fighting everyone off. So this card is the only one that offsets this. But you'd have to say it's not looking marvellous for Pence into the ascendancy now. He's hung on too long. He should have separated earlier. And you know what? He wouldn't be alone in that, would he? So I think what's going on, you're going to see a radical reshuffle behind the scenes with the Republicans. They are lucky. They're technically on recess, so they can avoid a lot of these questions. But I'm sure they're in a deep, visceral panic about what's going on. So, okay, everyone, I just wanted to throw this out very quickly, and I'll come back with more for you really, really soon. because the momentum is racing. Okay, so my words for this week were endurance and vision. Resist the madness. So don't forget, take time out and recuperate, because so much is going to unfold at such a fast pace that you need to be able to absorb the shocks of the news, enjoy the highs, but be fortified against this zigzagging that's going on. You know, there's going to be wins for the other side, wins for the good fight. So keep on top of the zigzagging, look after yourself, endurance and vision. Bye now. Ciao.